Welcome to Tech Brothers with Ahmed. Today we are going to learn how to add column to multiple tables in a SQL Server database. So what we have, let's say we have a lot of tables and we created them without audit table columns such as CreatedOn, CreatedBy, ModifiedBy, ModifiedOn. So finally, when we took a look, okay, we forgot to add those audit columns. So now one way we have is we go ahead and we say create alter table and give the table name and say add column, and so we have to repeat ourselves for each of the table. And first of all, we have to find all those tables where we do not have that column added. So or other way around, we can use a cursor to loop through the tables and add the column to all of those tables which do not have that column. So here I have a code I'm going to walk you through and show you how exactly you can do it. So I am in the test database. In the test database I have some tables. So I have a customer table that does not have that column, and I'm looking for a CreatedOn column. So it does not have CreatedOn column at all. So there is another table, customer underscore AS, that also does not have this column added to it. And there is another, let me see, Europe has that, so that's fine. And then there is other one, NA, that has as well, so that's fine. So two of them has that, and then we are looking for a different schema, sales, and table name is same. We have same table name in DBO schema. And here let's see if this one has column. So it doesn't have that as well. So we want to add the column name created on to all those tables which do not have that column. So here our code is, we have declared some variable. So I have declared a table name variable, I have declared a table schema variable, so I have declared column name variable. So here I'm setting the value that I want to add that column to the tables. So this column at the rate column name variable will be set to the column name that we want to add. Then we have declared the variable that will be holding the data type of this column, so that we want to add, and here we have to define the data type of that. Next part, we will be using these different variables in the cursor. So here I'm declaring a cursor with the same declare cursor name, cursor 4, and then we have a select query. So that is returning us all the tables from the database, and we are using information schema dot tables. That's a view that Microsoft provide us. So we can run this one. This is gonna return us all the tables. So I didn't check here if the column exists for these tables or not. That's fine, we can check in the next part. So now we open a cursor, and here we are fetching the very first record from the cursor. So we will be fetching the table schema and table name. So then we will enter in the loop, and we have at the rate fetch status is equal to 0. So it is going to be 0 till we will have the records in the cursor. So once we are done with the processing those records, at the rate fetch status will return us a non-zero value, that will be -1, and then we will be out of the loop. Inside the loop we are saying begin, so we are starting our loop. We are declaring a local variable at the rate SQL of type nvarchar max. So why I'm declaring this at the rate SQL? Because as my table name, as my schema name will be changing, I have to use or build my SQL statement. So I am preparing my SQL statement and saving that SQL statement into at the rate SQL. So this is called dynamic SQL, when your SQL statement will change by using different variables. So as you will see, I will show you here. So right now this will be used to store our SQL statement. Next, what we are doing here, if not exist, we are checking if this column does not exist for specific table, for specific schema, and this is going to return us that. If the column does not exist. So that's where we are checking this part. If that's true, what happen, we will come here and then we will prepare our SQL. So we'll say alter table, and with table name, that's a variable, and then we are putting a dot, we are saying alter table, and then we put the schema of that table, and then we have to put a dot, and then we will put table name, and then we say add column, and then column data type. So that's how we will be preparing our SQL statement. So this is called dynamic SQL, when your SQL part of your SQL statement will change by using those variable values. So then we are printing the SQL statement, and then we are executing it by using exec execute store procedure. I can comment this out for now. So I don't want to run it. I want to show you print part first, and then we will run it. And then we are checking if exist. So if we are saying if the column exists for the table for specific schema, then just print us this statement, say okay, table column already exists for this table, and then we are fetching the next record in into variables. So we are saying fetch the table schema and table name from the cursor, and then it will loop through again and keep looping until we have the record in the cursor. And once it's done, we will close the cursor, and then we deallocate the cursor from the memory. So let's run this cursor now and see what we have. It returned the alter statement for our first customer table, as we do not have the created on column here, but it returned, it said the column already exists. So for the next ones, it did return okay, the column exists for these tables. We can add them actually. Let's say we want to add them in the print, we can go ahead and print them. So we can use the table schema. Let's copy this part and then add this one here. So let's add this, and then we will say add button here. So now when we run this one, we see that this we already put that here. We can put some space here if you want. Now we would know that from which table it is talking about. So we know that okay, it is talking about NA and EU. The column does exist already for these tables, and then we have a definition for DBO customer, it does not exist, and for sales it does not exist as well. Now as I printed that, I can take these statements and run them by myself, and that's the one way. Or we can just uncomment this execute state part, and then we can comment if we want, print one if we want to have it, we can have it, our choice. Now we can run it, and we will see that all those whatever tables exist, it didn't create them. Wherever it didn't exist, it created them. So let's go and take a look. Now remember, on the very first table we did not had that column. So if I go and check that, now it is created. Also we didn't had for the other one. So let's see if we have that. Now it is created. Great. So for the sales customer, we didn't had that column as well. Let's check that, and it is created as well. Now if I will keep running this one, nothing is going to happen, because it is telling us the column already exists. So no big deal. So if you run this code, it's not going to drop anything. If the column does not exist, it is going to add that column to the table. So the script will be available on the blog post. You can take a look, copy, paste, and use it. This is good script to learn how to use the cursor, how to declare the variables, and how to use the system views to extract the information such as table name, how to check if the column exists in the database, and also prepare your dynamic SQL and run it in SQL Server. So this is a good start for the beginners, as well as it can be, the script can be used for anybody who want to add those missing columns to all the tables where it does not exist in the database. So thanks very much for watching this video, and I will see you in next video.